we're going to have one of the most controversial people that we got on this team coming up here, and that's Mr. Wan'dale Robinson, who you and I talked about prior to the season. We said he's a 100-catch guy all day long. Well, apparently he's a 93-catch guy. We were close.
Womp.
But literally, that's got to be a record for the least amount of yards in a 90-plus catch season. 699.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is, and you're going to spit out the facts, they constantly throw him the ball at short range slant plays, and most of those yards, like half of those yards, come from yak yards.
Yep.
So that's pretty sad when you throw it to a guy 93 times, and it's legit. Like, you throw 93 times,
yeah,
and it only goes for 350 yards or wherever it is.
Well, let's give the yards real quick here, because we got 17 games, 93 catches, 699 yards, 7.5 yards per catch average, 3 touchdowns, had 361 yards of yak. So like you said, more than half of his yards came from the yak at that point. If he gets stopped when he caught the ball every single time, he would end up with 338 yards on 93 catches.
Yeah, it's awesome. I just did the math. You divide that by 93, so they on average threw him the ball 3 yards, points 3 and a third yards, pretty much on average.
Yeah.
And how many times was that behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage?
And he's another one that had the dropsies and the oopsies, guys. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not blaming him. I'm not, because you know what happens? He's been Patrick Ramsey'd, and I never thought I'd say that about a wide receiver.
Oh,
but that's what's happening is you're taught when you're young playing the receiver role that you catch the ball with your eyes. You got to look at the ball in at that point and make sure you catch the ball, because you can't make your next step, because if you don't catch the ball, it doesn't matter what step you make next. You're taught that on Pee Wee football. But here's the problem. When you're getting smacked around every goddamn time you catch the ball, because like Rob said, you're getting a ball 3-4 yards down the field, and there's a 280-pound guy about to smack you, and you weigh 160 pounds, whatever the hell Wan'dale is, like 180.
180.
I'm just saying, he's given up a ton of weight, and he's getting smacked around really badly on a consistent game-by-game basis. So what turns into happening is he's hearing footsteps when he goes to catch the ball.
I don't even think it's that far. I think you're overthinking that part, because what did he have last year?
Look it up. But I can tell you this was nowhere near that. Let's see. 60 receptions for 525 yards. His yak yards. I'm going to find it here for you. Let's see. Where'd it go? I'm not seeing it on here. But regardless, you're still talking that's, a good yard and a third. Granted, that's not great either. I'm not trying to suggest that, but that's still nowhere near the same kind of situation. I can guarantee once I find the yak yards here in a second, that is nowhere near. Actually, I won't, because I got them off PFF, and I can't get that for this year because I'm not paying them. So, but yeah, like I said, I'll guarantee you that it's not the same at that point at all. And
didn't he also have something that's ended his season?
That was his rookie. Yeah, that was his.
Yeah.
It was ACL's rookie year, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was
rookie year right after that Lions game that he had over 100 yards, or during it. Actually, it was during the Lions game.
It was during the Lions game. It's third quarter.
Yeah.
So he kind of looked like he's finally bouncing back from a surgery, like an ACL surgery, which everyone says your first year back, you don't look the same. So it takes usually year or two to come back. Yeah, and the first couple games, like, he turns around, and a lot of his, if you look at the lot of throws he gets, it's slant, turn. Like, you don't get time to look at it because he's in the middle of turning every single time. And I don't think the motion is quite right there.
Well, the motion is too early is part of it. But again, I think the motion being early is because he's been hit so many damn times. Like I said, it's not easy when you're giving up that kind of size at that point. by the way, I do have it up here so I can see his height, weight, 5'8", 185 pounds. So he's going against guys because he's 3 yards down the field. So he's in line with linebackers and defensive linemen. Like he's literally got people, 250 to 300 plus pounds tackling him 3 yards down the field. Like I can't blame him for hearing footsteps. I can't blame him for the drops. The Giants did not use him correctly. The Giants did not set him up in a scenario where he was able to go ahead and, actually get some separation and then try to get some legit yak yards. Because he's got some yards, but that's got to be, like I said, it's got to be a record, like the least amount of yards with that many catches. And I looked it up on a prior episode when we were talking about it. I couldn't find any notification of it. I can tell you this. He was only one of 2 players in NFL history with over 120 targets that didn't reach 700 yards receiving. I know I saw that stat.
Which is crazy. I'm not going to go with the footstep theory quite yet because look at how many yak yards he did have when he did catch the ball. So he's obviously still moving. If he was hearing footsteps, you would probably freeze up as soon as you caught the ball.
It's just the times you heard the footsteps that didn't drop the ball. That's what it boils down to. I mean, you don't drop the ball every single time. It's a percentage game. But
but usually you would freeze up if you heard that happen, or you wouldn't run as hard as you would. You literally over doubled your yards with yak.
Yeah.
With you're not going to do that if you're afraid of getting hit. You're probably going to stiffen up and get ready for the hit, then run.
He gets an E for effort.
You're giving an E for effort. So.
No, but I'm just saying. I just think this is another guy like Neighbors that you give him a good quarterback and damn.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he was utilized properly.
I think the scheme and the quarterback both Dable and the quarterbacks, because again, how many times do you see 3rd and 8? And you see him run a 4-yard catch, a 4-yard route, and get the ball.
Yeah,
he has to figure out how to turn it into 8 yards or 9 yards.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 8. Here, have the ball at the line of scrimmage. Figure it out.
Yeah, like it wasn't a fair position they put him in all season long. I felt like, and I feel like this kid's a beast. This kid, if he's on with an actual quarterback and an actual legit offensive scheme, could be a 1,000-yard, 100-catch guy all day long.
Yes.
Like you literally could see if you get him young and healthy, he's young right now, get him healthy as well, and keep him getting all these hits because that's going to affect him at 185 pounds. He could these two, him and Neighbors, could be our version of, Evans and Godwin, like they have in Tampa and for years. Like both those guys are that kind of talent, and that's saying a lot. Mike Evans literally just tied a Jerry Rice record this year, so it's like. He's a guy who's undervalued in this league to a certain degree there, definitely. But Neighbors is going to be a special player, guys, if we can just keep him with a good quarterback and keep him grounded. And Wan'dale has the chance to be that just absolute catch beast. And he's got to be set up with a chance to succeed. And then you'll see all of a sudden those yards start going up. Again, 93 catches, 93 catches.
93.
So imagine if he was 5 yards down the field instead of 3. He's almost at the 1,000 yards just there alone.
Yes,
I'm saying that's the craziness of this whole scenario. It's absolutely ridiculous, guys.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.